Hi, if you clicked on this video, you probably heard of Piemonte before. You probably also had Barolo and Barbaresco, but you often wished you knew more about vintages. This happens to me all the time when we travel to foreign countries, and honestly, I'm not as familiar as here to what the weather was like over there. Picking the right vintage at the restaurant can often be the most important thing, especially when you're drinking artisanal wine, where vintage variation is actually seen as a matter of pride by the winemaker, as opposed to more, let's say, commercial wines that go for a more standardized and commercial approach. But let's get into it. About Piemonte wines, I'm gonna start by saying that Piemonte in general and Northern Italy was literally blessed by a series of phenomenal vintages and definitely above average. So this means that you're gonna be okay with ordering any wine at a restaurant from Piemonte, starting with the 2004 vintage and onwards. These are the three top favorites of, let's say, recent times. 2016 vintage, I want to say that probably this is the vintage that got the most amount of press, awards, wine critics, a lot of big talk around the 2016, and it's honestly one of the best vintages of all time. The 2016s combine amazing structure, aging potential, with always really beautiful aromatics on the nose. I remember tasting these the year when we came back from California. These were in barrels and they were absolutely gorgeous already from barrels. So this is really an item, the bottle itself and the vintage, for collectors. 2019, it's possibly even more structured than 2016. We refer to it as a very classic vintage for Piemonte, different from the 16 in its expression upon release. This is a vintage both on the Barolo and the Barbaresco that requires time. So if you own any of the 2019s, wait, because they're not ready to be opened. You need to be a little patient. My personal advice on the 2019 is to wait at least 4 to 5 years from today. 2020, possibly opposite to the 2019. It's a vintage that reminds me a little bit of 2016 in its beautiful combination of structure and drinkability, because it's really tasting good right now. Probably it will not age as long as the 2019, but it's also very early because it's a young vintage. But I put 2020 in one of my top 3 of the recent years. Let us know which of these 3 vintages is your favorite. Maybe add a comment to the video, and please remember to subscribe. If you have other favorites, feel free to share. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.